This is an opportunity to dream of winning big, of changing your life, with the understanding of it, and I think most people understand this, that they're probably not going to win that life-changing dream.
So it's a delusion then, isn't it?
I don't think it's an illusion. I think most New Zealanders understand what they're buying, and
What are they buying?
they're buying that chance to have that, I guess, emotional release of, you know, the imagination of winning a big prize. For a lot of our customers, it's that interaction that they have, particularly in retail, to pick their favourite numbers, or what they may perceive to be lucky numbers, or numbers that are important to them.
Are there such a thing as lucky numbers?
No.
Okay, so this is false hope then, isn't it?
No, it's not. No, I don't believe it's false hope. As I said, we're very clear about what the game is. It's very transparent. You can see the draw on TV. 40 balls go in the barrel, it spins around, they come out randomly. I think that's very, very clear. We don't try and mislead anybody in that respect. We wouldn't do that.
I want to talk about deprivation and gambling and the extent to which Lotto relies for its sales on poor people. So 70% of the retail spending is in the poorest half of the community, and just 30% is in the richest half. Does that worry you?
So it depends how you interpret the data. So the data we've sent you, and I think we were very clear on this because we do use that data, is represents where people shop, not where they live. You can't always, and you don't always end up with shops neatly sitting in suburbs. It's more complicated than that.
Well, fair enough. So what's your own interpretation then? Because my crunching of these numbers, with some help of a data expert, said exactly that the poorest half of the community is spending 70%, and the richest half is spending 30%. If that's wildly inaccurate, what's your best number?
So sorry, I'm not trying to say it's wildly inaccurate. What I'm saying is it's not accurate. This would be my assessment of it from various research that we've done over the years, but also having a really deep understanding of where those stores are.
Yes. You built up the network in South Auckland.
I used to look after the network in South. Well, I ran the team that set up the network across the entire country.
So what's your assessment then?
So my assessment is this: that we are predominantly a business and have a product range that is for middle New Zealand. If you actually cut the data, you'll see that the majority of our sales come from deprivation 4 to 8. That's, of course, there are people either side of it.
The top spending ward or zone was Henderson Massey, which is a deprivation 8 community in West Auckland. They spent $26 million on Lotto. Just below that was Otara, Papatoetoi, a decile 9 community in South Auckland, which you will know well. They spent $24 million on Lotto.
Yeah.
It really does look like Lotto is getting a big whack of its sales from people who simply can't afford it.
Well,
is that true?
No, I don't think that's. I don't think that's an accurate account of it. I classify it very much as a product predominantly for middle New Zealand. Poorer communities do buy our products. I mean, obviously, I'm not disputing that, of course they do.
Oh, well, let me use.
But everybody does.
Let me use your own words. You said to a stakeholder meeting in 2020, quote, "Harm minimisation for retail sales is all about location, particularly for the more deprived communities." Is that consistent with what we've just been talking about now?
One of the things that we are, and the context of that is that we, based off discussions with the stakeholder panel, and particularly a conversation or some work that we did with the Problem Gambling Foundation, or Paula Snowden from the Problem Gambling Foundation. She talked to us and presented to our board, and one of the things that was really concerned there was the presence of gambling outlets in poor communities, and that they were overrepresented in poor or deprived communities. We took a look at that and said, well, that's not okay. That's just not okay.
Are you saying that in the past, Lotto has had a disproportionate number of retail stores in areas of high deprivation?
Yes.
To what extent?
Oh, by maybe 1 or 2 stores. If you compared it to a high wealth area, there may be 1 or 2 stores more. So we've made a very strong focus on retail and a commitment to the Minister as well, that we will address that and make sure that our retail network is not overrepresented in deprived areas.